Yeah, you are welcome to Maiyegun's Diary Live. So this is Maiyegun Live, and if you read the caption of the broadcast, you can make your own contribution accordingly. Okay, so it's going to be another interesting afternoon, but let me warn you: if you are watching me for the first time, in your own interest, I would say please watch with an open mind so that the message the message in my presentation will not be lost on you. Okay. Yeah, you can be emotional. You can use all your emotion to, that's welcome. But do not let the message be the purpose of this broadcast to be lost on you. So share the broadcast, invite your friends, invite everybody that needs to be here. It's going to be warm. It's going to be hot tonight. Eh? I'm going to do the same. Uh, yes, I'm going to do the same. But before I continue, while we wait to share the broadcast, let me share this with you. You may be interested. And if not, let's just enjoy it. One sec. Ah, welcome to the zoological kingdom, the animal kingdom, a country that should have been so beautiful, a country that should be the greatest ever, only if it is not being led and ruled by animals. Animals in human skins. Animals, they wear agbada. Animal, they put to suit. Animal, they wear animals. But we are coming there. The leadership of a country is a reflection of the people that live in that country. And this is a statement of fact. There is something called rape culture. Many of you who claim to be educated, you are just literate. You are literate simply because you can read and write, but you cannot assimilate, you cannot comprehend. Comprehension is the problem of majority. That is why rape culture is Nigerian culture. That is why it is better for you and me to begin to tell ourselves, I am not a Nigerian. Okay? When the opportunity will present itself, I will jump over. You know when they say jump off? Because rape culture is Nigeria culture. Rape culture, where you take things that doesn't belong to you because you feel entitled. You know, it is not just your politicians that feel entitled. Many of you naturally feel entitled to so many things, even though they don't belong to you. Entitlement. A girl that agreed to be your girlfriend come to your house. She's staying overnight. In the middle of the night, you want to have sex with her. She declined. You became angry, enraged. Then you forced her because your mentality told you it is your right. What is she doing? What is she doing in your house? Why is she on your bed? Why is she wearing a nightgown? A mentality that is animalistic naturally. But to so many of you who claim to be Nigerians, animals, that is normal. Why would a girl go to a boy's house when she's not ready to have sex? The same mentality that your criminal politicians also have. They believe that it is their entitlement to steal from you because you expected them to. When they don't steal, then they are not worthy of leadership. Or when they tell you they won't steal, you don't believe them because it is their entitlement to steal from you. It is their entitlement to become stinkingly rich by stealing from you. And it is yours to defend them because it may be your turn tomorrow. The animalistic mentality that many of you actually walk about. You are literate. You can read and write. Yes, but you are worse than those who can't even read and write. And that is where the problem is. And that is where I'm going to start from this afternoon. Welcome to Maiyegun's diary, where I am going to say it the way it is. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. What really matters is that if you take your time to listen to me, if you take your time to listen genuinely, for your own sake, you will likely agree with me on so many things, on so many fronts, only if you listen with an open mind. I'm a Yoruba man. I'm an Ijebu man, a proud Ijebu man. That is my own identity. That is what I want you to identify me as. And when I continue to speak now, it will touch every part, including the part that feels like it is their own entitlement, birthright, to continue to lead an open concentration camp and hell on earth. That's many of them, only if they know better, they won't be this deadly. And then, so get ready. We have more people joining us now. Thank you very much if you are watching for the first time. The audio, the video on YouTube, I believe that is going on well. I'm going to be back in a moment. So get ready for the topic of today, which I would like to read out to you, because as usual, let me read out to you. Today's sermon: why Nigeria is poor. Many of you think it's because they are stealing your money alone. That is why Nigeria is poor, or that is why Nigeria is a poor country. You are wrong. It is not because those thieves, those glorified criminals are stealing from you. That is not the only reason why you are poor. You are poor because you have poor leadership. People who can't create wealth. They are only consumers. They are, you know, we call them consumers. People who just consume. They don't make anything. So whatever it will cost, they will sell just to consume something. And that is what they are. That is why Nigeria is poor. When you break up Nigeria, you will unlock the wealth of the land for the people that dwell the land. So if you love your people, if you love yourselves, you will know that being part of Nigeria, or your continued being part of Nigeria, either as a Biafran, or either as an Oduduwan, or either as a Arewa, or even either whether you want to call yourself Ijo, Ishekri Nation, anything you want to call yourself, any country that will work for you, right, is better than being part of Nigeria. The longer you keep being part of Nigeria as one, the poorer your people will be. It is not a curse, okay? Because if not curse, that's to tell you that my curse is not even powerful. Because with the prayer center you have in Nigeria, your pastors, your prayer centers, your imam, your mullahs, all the babalawos, all the witches, the wizard, and everybody, are they not tired of the way Nigeria is? So my curse, or whatever you call it, is not going to be the reason why you are going to be poor. You are going to be poor simply because you will continue to claim one Nigeria. As you continue to claim one Nigeria, the poverty will continue to grow. And it is not because they are stealing money from you alone. It's because they are stealing your existence from you. Until you break away from it, you will never understand and you will never realize it. We have mineral resources and human resources that will prosper the breakaway countries after Nigeria. You see, I'm going to paint a picture for you this afternoon. That picture is going to be about a possible country. This is not an imaginary country now. I'm going to give you a picture of a possible, successful, prosperous, independent countries out of the current contraption that everyone is trying to figure out how to make it work. It's not going to work. Trust me, it's never going to work. And you will know why this afternoon. Do not get emotional ignorantly. Listen attentively. You might find the strength you need to ask real questions from the fraudulent clowns parading themselves as One Liejiriyans. I have lived a lie too. Many of us have lived that lie. Some of us are living that lie right now. Something is telling you that the problem of Nigeria is leadership only. If we can just get the best leaders, they can change the situation. You forgot that your leaders, the criminals that are there today, from local government to the lifeless Boko Haram at the top, they are actually the products of your own existence. They are the picture of who you. Your level of judgment when you have the chance to defend or to stand for what you think should work for you. So your level of judgment, your level of reasoning. These people who are currently your leaders, they are the products of the level of reasoning of the majority now. So which means they are the product of your existence. They are not different from you. So something is telling you that maybe if you join the government, maybe you can advise them and make them do the right thing. Something is telling you that you have this beautiful idea that can make Nigeria work, that can give Nigeria electricity, that can give Nigeria security, all these beautiful ideas that you have. So something is telling you that with the right leader, that can happen in Nigeria. You are far, far, far foul. And I'll tell you why today. Nigeria is not put together. They didn't put Nigeria together to work for anybody. Okay? Nigeria of today, from 1966, is just a replacement of the Nigeria of old that many of you actually agreed to, your forefathers. You see, the Nigeria of 1966 to this time was not put together for anybody. It was just a spoil of war. After they greedily led the whole country into what? Into a program, a genocidal mission against a particular side of the country. And eventually, they killed over 5 million people. That was the war. Those criminals told themselves that they won. And that was what they now labeled the civil war. So this is what happened after the war. They shared Nigeria to themselves. So Nigeria became the spoil of war. Either Arewa, northern part of Nigeria, whether Oduduwa, the western part of Nigeria, or the eastern part of Nigeria, the Biafrans, or even if you go further to the Niger Delta regions, everywhere became spoil of war. So those who participated in the 1966 retaliatory coup, after that coup, and they took over power, they shared the political existence of Nigeria, the religious existence of Nigeria, the law that we make or determine the existence of Nigeria, the economic existence of Nigeria, and even to the point of your own personal existence as a Nigerian. So they decided on that. So they put together a new law. They put together an unwritten agreement and arrangement among themselves after sharing what they call Nigeria resources. Now, because they were criminals, they were thugs who never had any intention of ruling a country. They were just scavengers, scroungers, opportunists who have guns. And over time, people got used to them, and it became the normal thing. This is what they did. They shared the oil existence at that time, right? They shared it to themselves, the generals. So the generals, those who managed to come public, to become public officials like ministers, head of state, this, that, defense this, defend that. They became, overnight billionaires. They didn't become billionaires by stealing your money in the treasury. No. They became overnight billionaire by sharing the spoil of war, which happens to be the anything that gives economic power to Nigeria. Instead of Nigeria to be the beneficiary and the Nigerians to be the beneficiaries of their natural resources, anything that creates wealth in Nigeria, be it the natural resources, be it a human resource, everything is shared by these guys. So it became obvious that they had no plan of developing any other means of sustaining the country. So every time they say you are generating $1 billion from oil, so to you, what they are doing is that is the royalty they are giving to you, because they are those who actually pump the oil themselves, the generals, after the civil war, they called it. So they became owners of the oil rigs, and they made laws that says nobody must ever extract any natural resources or any mineral resources in Nigeria without the approval of the government of Nigeria. It doesn't matter who is the government. That is how smart they were, because they were the government. To you, you will see a president, but those who actually hold the economic power of the country, they were the criminals who took over power in 1966. And it became a battle. That is why they began coup after coup, overthrowing themselves, killing themselves, redistributing the wealth they stole from Nigerians, which they have now allocated to themselves. That is when you start hearing the Dan Tatars of this world. That's when you start hearing Danjumas of this world. That is when you start seeing all these private jet owners that have no name or any names at all in the northern part of Nigeria. You know why? They are the beneficiary of the sharing of the spoil of war after the 1966 coup. And everything that they have been doing since then has been that Nigeria's unity is non-negotiable. Nigeria is non-dissolable. Nigeria is one united forever. Do you understand that? Who does that? Who made that arrangement? Who was there when that agreement was signed? Which part of Nigeria? How many tribes were there when they signed that Nigeria is indissoluble country? No, it was the use of force, the barrel of gun, that forced everybody to agree, or they will unleash another war. So this is what now created the overnight praise singers who call themselves the politicians, the civilian politicians, who happen to be the opportunists themselves. They were those who were to help the criminals who have taken over the resources of the country they said they love. That is why today, Dangote can build refinery, but Nigeria cannot build refinery. That is why today, Chinese will come to Nigeria and they will be extracting your gold under the protection of the Nigerian army, Nigeria police, right? And you, the owner of that mineral resources, you dare not begin to drill for that gold. You dare not begin to drill for that coal. You dare not begin to drill for that liquid natural gas or that bitumen or that crude oil, no matter how much of it is overflowing in your backyard. But a Chinese can travel down from China. A British can travel down from London. A German can travel down from Berlin, right? An Arab can travel down from Saudi Arabia, and they will all be so busy in the creek of Niger Delta, extracting, that not even you, the locals, can ask them, how much of this oil are you really extracting? Who are those buying this oil? Where does this money go? You don't even have that privilege of asking that question. Why? Because it doesn't belong to Nigeria. It belongs to those who took over, killed Nigeria, that your forefathers signed up for in 1960. They replaced that original Nigeria, which gave you regional autonomy. Remember? That was the Nigeria your forefathers signed up for. How did it become one Nigeria that we all have to kowtow to the owners of Nigeria before you can decide what is right for you or what is wrong? Your forebearers, no matter how wrong many of them were, but they were not foolish as those who are today championing one Nigeria, one fake Nigeria. No matter how wrong we must have condemned some of their actions from the northern part of Nigeria, from the western region, from the eastern region, the politics of those days. But those forefathers, those forebearers, they were not foolish to say they wanted to sign up for one Nigeria. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with today's fake dealers that you call leaders? These criminals change and replace the real Nigeria that your forefathers signed up for with the fake one, and they said with a mark that says it is one indissoluble Nigeria, but you don't even control the resources. The governor that is elected by the Yorubas dare not call on the Yoruba engineers and say, listen, guys, let us begin to utilize the mineral resources of our land to the benefit of our people. At least let us fight poverty with what we have. Let us stop walking about bragging that we have good, we have this, we have that. It's just that Nigerian government is not serious. Your governor dare not say he wants to do that. And he's not even fighting for it. What does that tell you? Is that civilian part of the rogue that are benefiting from the fake entity called Nigeria? Let us break it down. I said something earlier about rape culture. Rape culture, sense of entitlement. If she's my wife, how can I be accused of raping my wife? That sounds ridiculous. Yes, to you. Sounds like, no, we are married. Let me get them. I can get them anytime where I want. That mentality is an animalistic mentality. It will send you to jail in a working society. The same mentality that has made many women to also cover up for their own randy husbands that are molesting their daughters, molesting their female assistants, and they are covering up because their religion says they shouldn't say something like that. It's against this and that. Rape culture. Your politicians are stealing from you. They are raping you without protection. They don't care that you will die if there is no hospital. They don't care that you will die if the roads are not properly constructed. They don't care that you will die if the police are not well equipped and well trained to protect you. They don't care that you will die. That if you have education, right? And all you need to do is to sell your body before you can get a job, a depression that has denied you and limited you from your opportunities due to all these criminalities. They don't care that you can die of depression. They don't care that that your business that is taking care of hundreds of people right now is about to go down the drain, and so many people are going to suffer for it. They don't care. So they still steal from you because they believe that they are entitled. How are they stealing from you? They know the poverty around. They are not fighting it. They are not pushing to end it. They are pretending to be managing the poverty. Meanwhile, they are also stealing from you. While they steal from you, they deny you all of these good things that can keep you alive, because they steal this money by all this, what they call the security vote. They steal it from these humongous allocation and allowances. They steal this money from all this unnecessary renovation, rebuying and rebuying of new cars and all of that. They waste all this money on all the irrelevant things because they feel like they are entitled to them. You even believe they are entitled to them. But you forgot that as they are taking and stealing from you to satisfy themselves with all this insatiable lust for the material things that always expires anyway, they are denying you the comfort that having a regular working healthcare system, that your children are being educated adequately and properly in a more conducive environment, conducive, secure, and safe environment. You don't care that what they are using the money for could have provided for all of that, because to you, they are governors, they are senators. Well, they are former governors. They can own cars, they can buy private jets, even if they don't have the capacity to do so, except they steal from you. It is the same thing that you feel, because to them, you have given them the power. You told them, you elected them, you rigged the election for them. So you've given them the power. They are entitled to, they are entitled to all of those things. Even though getting those things will deny you your own comfort. And you will die for lacking those basic necessities. It's the same mentality when you touch a woman and you think she enjoys it. What makes you think because you enjoy it that she's enjoying it too? So what makes you think that that moment that she says no, even if you are already in the process? I'm trying to match the two together now. Some of you are so daft that you are sounding so ridiculous because that your sense of entitlement is telling you that it is your right. It is your right to give discomfort to others because they don't have the right to complain. They should be enjoying it because you are enjoying it. Yes, you are enjoying it. Why can't they be enjoying it? It's fun. It's fun to steal from people. It's fun to bully people. It's fun to force people to do what they don't want to do because you enjoy it. That is the narrative. That is what you are pushing. And that is what you are actually trying to do whenever you tell people that they should keep staying in Nigeria because Nigeria is meant to be one. What you are doing is you are validating the lie that has kept those criminals richer and richer and richer. And it kept the country poorer and poorer and poorer. It is obvious that there is no plan for all of you in that country. It is very obvious. Okay? Nigeria has so much mineral resources. I'm going to go online now so that this will make sense when I do it. Mineral resources in Nigeria. You see, while I do that, I'm going to take a quick drink break. When I get back, I will take you through the possibility, the prosperity of having your own independence as a people from the current forced contraption called Nigeria. Nigeria is limiting your potential. Whether you are benefiting now or you are not benefiting, it is limiting your potential, and it is just the template that the criminals who hijacked power since 1966, the template they set that you will never grow above. You know what I mean? When individuals are richer than their country, and the country has the capacity to be the greatest and the biggest country ever, the greatest, but because it wasn't made to be so, there wasn't any country called Nigeria. I will come back and break that down for you before we continue. Let's take this musical break while I take my own drink break. And when I get back, I will tell you the prosperity that these criminals buried, and they are working foolishly on it, while you are ignorantly praying for something better, while you are actually working on the best. I will be back. Let's take this. Thank you very much for your time. Yes, let me quickly share this screen with you because I'm going to read it. This is from a reliable, online platform that has up-to-date data on the mineral resources deposited in different parts of the country. Those of you who know functions and then usage for some of these resources, some of them are popular. Some of them are well known. Some of them are not really well known in a way. So I'll do my best to tell you what they use some of them for, as much as I can. And then for those who know better too, just to give you an idea of a prosperous, independent, for example, Oduduwa Republic. A prosperous, if you want to practice socialist Oduduwa Republic like Awolowo, there is we have resources to make that happen, both minerals and then human resources. But because Oduduwa Republic, Oduduwa land is part of Nigeria right now, we are limited by the draconian criminal legislation put together by the owners of Nigeria. So it is impossible for an average, for an average Oduduwan to live a better life as a Nigerian. So I will go into them now, and we will do that as quick as possible. Let me share the screen with you so that you will see where I'm reading from in a moment. So I'll share the screen with you, and let's see. Yeah, I think that should fix it. Just a moment. Right. So I'm just going to leave it a little bit short on the screen there so that I don't just completely disappear. So let's see. When it comes to, you see, the criminals ruling Nigeria, this is what they have succeeded in doing. Okay. This is what they have succeeded in doing. They know which part of Nigeria has what mineral resources, and which of them is actually in commercial quantity. So what they have done is that they now share after identifying those the locations of those mineral resources, right? They now shared them to themselves. But they didn't share everything because they don't have the time to really invest as a country in those mineral resources for the benefit of the country they said they love. Rather, they are interested in what they can sell right now that will make quick money. And they choose the crude oil and few other resources that they can quickly sell, like gold and so many others like that. You will get to know them this afternoon. So whenever they tell you that Nigeria is selling 10 tons of gold or whatever it's called in a year, Nigeria is not selling 10 tons of gold. Hundreds of tons of gold are already in the private pocket of the owners of Nigeria, who have brought in their own international friends. They always have their own international allies that will come to Nigeria and help them extract and exploit those resources in commercial quantity secretly, and they have their soldiers who protect all these people. You see most of them in your communities. You don't know what they are doing, but they are there. They will just say it's a government land. You can't ask questions because it's the federal government. So, but you will know them. The moment Nigeria if you break up Nigeria, yeah, people of different region will be able to sit down and say, listen, there are so many countries in Europe that has no mineral resources at all. Their number one mineral resources is water. Some of them are as worse as they don't even have water, but they are living fine. They are prosperous. Why is Nigeria so difficult? Because the wealth of the land is in private hands, and you can never take it away from them as long as you are part of Nigeria. They will only lose all those grip the moment they lose Nigeria, the fake Nigeria they have put together all this while. And that is why you should be interested. That's why you should be interested. You should. Your politicians in Yoruba land are part of the LGBT because they are benefiting from that fake Nigeria. They don't have to build roads. They don't have to give you 24-hour electricity. Okay? They don't have to build hospitals. They just need to be governors and ensure that they are obeying orders that says they must not develop the land. Because if they want to develop the land, the only way to develop your land is to be in control of what is on your land and under your land. If you are not in control of that, that means you don't have any land. By law, in Nigeria today, they are talking about Land Use Act. All those GBT, they are nonsense. Let me be honest with you. The federal government of Nigeria controls everywhere. The state governors and the state government, they are just serfs. They are just, caretakers. The owners of Nigeria can change anything anytime they want, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why you should be interested. This is not about you trying to rule Nigeria. Obasanjo ruled Nigeria for 11 years. Do you know that? Still, Ota, where Obasanjo has his farm. Ota has no 24-hour electricity. Ota has no motorable road. Ota has no reliable medical center. Ota has no reliable educational system. Ota has nothing. 11 years, Obasanjo was president. Goodluck Jonathan was president for about 5 years. Bayelsa, where Jonathan came from, right now, you know the story. So it is not about what your person can do. Stop deceiving yourselves. It is about the owners of Nigeria and the caretakers of their loot. Because Nigeria is just a spoil of war. Are you with me now? So until you begin to realize that they cannot help you, even though you are meant to be better off, you are meant to be rich, your children are meant to be living better. Our aged parents, they were supposed to be living good life. But Nigeria has no plan for them. So there's no way they can do that. You cannot give what you don't have. And that is why you need to know what they are burying under there. And you need to know that until you break up Nigeria, until you have control over what you have, people are saying, what about the thieves? What about the live? You see, those who are telling you that, they are those who still believe in one Nigeria. They are those who will give excuses. They will tell you the reason why this will not work. Because to them, it is better to adapt and stay adapted to the terrible situation that keep them poor. Right? You should change it if you don't want to remain poor yourself. They deliberately made you poor. It is not God that make you poor. It is deliberate. The wealth of the land is being stolen by strangers who have no business with the land you come from. Until you begin to identify with your land, until you begin to feel like it is good to say, I am a proud Yoruba man, before you can then talk about any other country, not even Nigeria. Until you begin to have that sense of belonging, that sense of what do you call it? Sense of belonging. Something that tells you that this is who I am. You don't need validation from anybody. You should be proud of it. Nobody should shut you down when you say, I am a Yoruba man. I am a Biafran. I am an Arewa man, or I'm a Fulani man. But you see, the congested, corrupt system put together is denying you that. Defending it is like you defending your own death sentence. Okay? You were made to be poor. Only you will have to stop believing that poverty is actually a destiny. There's no destiny that should be poor. Okay? It is a common sense thing. It is about decision. When you make decisions in this life, they always have consequences. Same thing you are doing right now, defending one Nigeria. Doing that, will always have its own consequences too. If you don't kill Nigeria, Nigeria is going to kill you. It is just there. You just wait for it. It is a matter of time. If their fake hospital, their lack of a medical facility doesn't kill you, right? Their poorly trained, criminally minded policemen will come after you, right? If they don't do that, even the whole economic jihad that they have unleashed on you from time immemorial, things that make it so difficult for your prayers to be answered. Some of you believe that your prayers are not being answered. Your prayers are not being answered because you are asking God to do something. You are doing another thing. God is telling you that what you have right now is not working. That is why things are not changing. The more you continue to pressure God, the worse it will get, because God will not come down to change it. You just have to change the way you do things, and things will change the way they are for you. Break it up and unlock the wealth of the land that your good God has given to you. Do not feel ashamed to associate with that land. Do not feel ashamed to defend and stand up for that land. For under whatever, any attack, under any external aggression or whatsoever, stand up for it and don't confuse it. Okay? Don't be stupid enough to think that you can be defending Oduduwa Republic and at the same time be defending the politicians in Nigeria. You are mixing it up. That's a sign of madness. Don't mix it up. Okay? You cannot be defending the people that brought upon this poverty in the first place, and at the same time be asking for an independence from the same poverty they brought. It doesn't make any sense. So don't mix it up. Okay? If you do that, it is a pure sign of lunacy. It is a pure sign of madness. No matter how educated you are, when you begin to ask for independence, right, because this sounds good to you, then at the same time you want to defend the criminals who brought upon this poverty, then you are not true to yourself. Don't do that if you really want to eat genuinely. If you don't kill Nigeria, Nigeria is going to kill you. Okay? And there is no prayer in this world that will save you. Okay? For those who are defending Nigeria, for those who want to continue to do that, don't worry. Continue. We will continue to use you as the statistics of the war situation the country is heading to. They raped young girls and killed them. For what reason? Who would do that? An animal, right? But does the victims, do they deserve to be killed violently like that? Of course not. That is why we must all stand up and put a real structure in place. If you genuinely care, if you don't, then fuck off. I don't, my message is not for you. But let's go on now on these resources. Petroleum and natural gas is the most popular. So, and they say they go hand in hand. So this was first discovered in Oloibiri, Bayelsa State in 1959. Petroleum is by far the most important mineral available in Nigeria. It's most important because the criminals in Nigeria made it the most important. That's what gives them quick cash. About 2.5 million barrels of crude oil is produced per day, while the gas reserve is put at 160 trillion cubic meters. This large quantity of oil is produced by only 8 states, known as the oil producing states, located in the Niger Delta region of the country. Listen, it is about producing now. In Nigeria, the states that are producing it, there are many states who have oil too. But let's tell you how many states are currently producing oil in Nigeria. And also states with oil. So we have Akwa Ibom, we have Delta, we have Rivers, we have Bayelsa, we have Edo State, we have Ondo State, we have Abia State, we have Imo State. So, one moment. Yeah. Meanwhile, there is also oil in Lagos. There is oil reserve in Ogun State. These two states have also been confirmed to be oil producing states, including liquefied natural gas, LNG, of huge deposit in Ogun State. I can confirm that to you today. Now, let's continue to what do they get from crude oil? This petroleum of a thing is crude oil. Crude oil is the most important mineral resources in Nigeria, and the one of their economic one of the resources that the economy largely depends on. It was it was discovered in One Liejiriyans, right? Then let's go to coal. So coal was first discovered in 1909 at Enugu, and exploration of it started at the Ogbete mine in 1916. The Nigerian coal is one of the best coal in the world, honing to low sulfur and ash content. Making it eco-friendly. From research, it had been discovered that Nigeria have nearly 3 billion tons of indicated coal reserve in 17 identified coal fields. Currently, only over 600 million tons of proven reserves are present. Proven reserves. So here are a few places where they have also discovered coal, and what you can use the coal for, by the way, especially the issue of electricity, poor electricity in Enugu and other all this Enugu layout and all of those industrial areas in Enugu and eastern part of Nigeria. So which means they can use coal to generate electricity more. Now they say this mineral resources is a very good, it's very good for energy, though it is not widely used in Nigeria, owing to the shift to the use of diesel and gas. Internationally, countries like blah, 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 Nigerian stuff. Currently, most of the mines had been deserted, and the federal government is planning of privatization. So in Enugu, we have coal there. In Benue, in Nasarawa, in Ondo, in Plateau, and in Zamfara are the states where you currently have coal. You know, when they mention coal, you will automatically remember, unfortunately, guys, especially for our friends on Facebook, usually when we see all those what do you call it, all those Facebook bandits, right? When they trail into our midst and start causing any kind of confusion, we let them go, okay? But unfortunately, this afternoon, I am also monitoring the comments there, because I know they will come here and start their normal defense and order and start attacking you. If anyone abuses you, let me know. I will take care of it from here, okay? If you don't kill Nigeria, Nigeria is going to kill you. If you're angry about that, drop a comment. I will see it. Thank you very much. Now, let's continue. So, which means when they mention coal, the first place that will come to your mind will be Enugu. But there are other places too. Which means if the coal is well, explored for the use of the people, there are so many things that can actually resolve, especially energy, in the area of energy, electricity. So let's continue. Let's leave coal and go to other resources, mineral resources here, because this guy is just writing a lot of what do you call it? A lot of crafts there that I'm not going to be reading to you. I just want you to know what you have where, and which states have them, and how much of them can be for the better of us if we are not part of Nigeria. There is bitumen. So bitumen, let me see how I put that up. Okay, so the bitumen was first discovered in Nigeria even before the amalgamation. Okay, and I'll tell you where they discovered it. In today's Ogun State, back then too, and where they finally found the oil reserves, where you have the crude oil today. But however, bitumen back in 1900, and they started the exploration of it from 1905. They say the bitumen reserve in Nigeria is twice the volume of the existing crude oil in the country. Bitumen is what they extract from crude oil. The bitumen is what they use for this road construction. You see all this quota, part of what they use for road construction, good roads and all of that. Bitumen. They say the bitumen in Nigeria is twice of the crude oil deposits in Nigeria, which means with bitumen, you can have the best. Nigeria can build the cheapest and the best quality road for themselves, but Nigeria won't do it. But the state, with the resources, can do it if they have the capacity to begin to explore. Explore them. We have bitumen in the following state. They say you can find bitumen in all the oil-producing states, including these other states: Lagos State, Ogun State, Ondo State, and Edo State. I am from Ogun State. That's Yoruba land. So which means the deposit of bitumen in Ondo and Ogun State and Lagos State alone, right? If they are well, extracted and utilized for the roads in Yoruba land alone, in 5 years, we may have the best road in the entire Africa. I'm giving you the picture now. But do you know that Lagos State government, Ogun State government, or any government in Yoruba land dare not try to explore that bitumen without the approval of the owners of Nigeria? Let us continue. We have what is called the iron ore. Iron ore is another mineral resources in Nigeria with its largest deposit in Int'l, Kogi State. Do you know what is called iron ore? Iron ore is what is used in producing all these ions, the metals. When you want to build ship now and you need, tons of sheets of ions that you need to, Kogi State, which we also have partially Yorubas too. We have Yorubas living in Kogi State. Now imagine, you've heard about the Kogi, what is that called again? They have their plants, the plant they build there. But let me continue. Aside Kogi, there is also a deposit in commercial quantity of iron ore in Enugu, in Niger State, and even in Abuja. Today's Abuja. You've heard about Ajaokuta steel, Abi? Ajaokuta steel. That's what they use to make steel, iron ore. Now, if Nigeria cannot manage that for 60 years, imagine if that iron ore deposit alone is enough to make the people of Kogi State the richest people in that part of the country. You know why? Their population is not so big, but they will be manufacturing steel for different constructions across the whole country. Imagine that. But because the owners of Nigeria would rather keep it for themselves, they have kept Ajaokuta steel redundant, and billions and billions and billions of dollars have been stolen for just that alone. But it is not just Ajaokuta that has it's not just Int'l that has iron ore deposit. Enugu has it. So which means if Nigeria break up tomorrow, Enugu can begin to produce enough steel that will last forever for the entire eastern part of Nigeria. Enugu alone. Imagine the employment opportunity of that. Imagine the out of this world construction that they will make from that ability to extract that iron ore and use it for the benefit of the people of Enugu and eastern part of Nigeria, the Biafra land. Think about that. So I just want to mention that it is not just there. We have they have iron ore deposit also in Delta State. Delta State, which is also part of Biafra land, or if they want to go and become a Niger Delta Republic, they will be standing on their own. They won't need to go and cross a border to go and buy anything from Europe, because they will have access to begin to produce their own steel, because they have the capacity to. Remember, Delta State is also oil producing country. I mean, oil producing a state, and then a bitumen lucky state as well. So imagine that for a minute. What a country you can build with the level of resources you have. I'm still coming to human resources, but let us just jump on these few resources as much as we can. There's also something called gypsum. Gypsum is also, they say, is an important, but they say the importance of a gypsum cannot be overemphasized. I don't know much about gypsum, but I'm going to read it out to you. It must be something so good. Why not? It is used in the production of cement. You see? It is actually for something so common. I know about limestone. Limestone is also part of the ingredient for producing cement. So gypsum is also a part of a very important component, a part of cement, production of cement. It's also good for the production of plaster. They say plaster of Paris, POP. You can use the gypsum for that, as well as the classroom chalk, among others. Guess what? Let me give you the list of states that have the commercial quantity, the deposit of this gypsum in their state, and you can think about where they fall to, and you can tell me if they are actually going to be poor if Nigeria break up. They are poor right now. All these states are poor right now. I'm going to give you their names. According to the information we have, they say about 1 billion tons of gypsum deposits are spread across some states in Nigeria. These few states they are found to be the owners of this deposited gypsum are Adamawa, Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Delta, Edo, Gombe, Imo, Kogi, Ondo, and Sokoto. Now, think about where all these states, where they fall into. And think about what they can do if they have the capacity to be in their own country and utilize these resources to the benefit of their own people. Think about that. Let us continue. There is this popular one, gold. Gold is one of the mineral resources in Nigeria as well, but is exploited on a small scale. Because if you check, if Nigeria government is extracting, rather, let me use the word, are they extracting this gold as Nigeria government or as private individuals? So the data says Nigeria is exploiting that on a very small scale, because the private exploiters are making a kill and nobody is keeping a record on them. Nobody knows how much of gold they are extracting in Nigeria every day, but they are extracting them. The people who are living in this state, the following state I'm going to give you now, the people living in these places, they are living in poverty. They are poor, but outsiders are coming in the darkest of the night. They bring in their machinery. They do all of that. They extract these mineral resources to go and sell after paying stipend, after bribing those who claim to be the leaders of all these regions. So that is why they will never support the breakup of the country Nigeria. Gold. We have states like Sokoto, Zamfara, Oyo, Niger, Kwara, Kebbi, Kaduna, Edo, Ebonyi, Bauchi, and Abuja. These are places where they have confirmed the large deposit of gold, but they are not exploiting them. The people from these states I just listed now, they are living in poverty because they are part of Nigeria, and Nigeria will not allow them to extract these resources to use them for their own benefit to fight poverty and end poverty. If any of them tries it, they will send their soldiers down to shoot and kill you. But in Zamfara, there are Chinese there who are extracting gold. In Oshun, there are Chinese there who are extracting gold. These guys flew thousands of kilometers to Nigeria, to the remotest part of your village, that you, who has been praying for a better country, for a better leader, and all of that for years. Meanwhile, you are walking about blind, ignorant. You are working on your wealth. A Chinese man from Wuhan, from Jinsheng, from Shenzhen, flew thousands of miles down to your country and began extracting those resources to be exported back to wherever he came from. And you are here speaking grammar. Nigeria is one. We cannot dissolve Nigeria. You people should not dissolve Nigeria on Facebook. Biafra is a Facebook nation. Oduduwa report. You are mad. You just don't know. You are walking about poor. You are poor in thinking. You are poor in reasoning. And you are so poor in judgment. And you want a beautiful country. How does that work? It is impossible. It will never happen. And that is why if you don't kill Nigeria, Nigeria is going to kill you, whether you like it or not. Okay? Get mad. Show it. And let me deal with you my own way. Gold. You are saving a lot of money to buy that chain gold. Or let me say gold chain, rather. You want to spend 500,000 naira to buy that new Oja, because that's what we call it in Yoruba, in Lagos. Then they say, I love this your new Oja. I love this your new. I don't know what you call it today. You want to buy the most expensive jewelry, but you don't even know how that is made. The leaders who are supposed to make you understand that you are actually working on wealth, that you don't need to wear that gold, that gold chain, right? To prove that you are wealthy. You are naturally born into wealth, but they plaster your eyes to continue to chase shadow, and you are seeing poverty miling up around you. So your education is a waste if you are still standing up there writing jargons, writing nonsense, booking sessions on different media platforms, explaining to people why Nigeria is the best thing that has ever happened after sliced bread. You are just a madman. You will realize later that is if Nigeria doesn't kill you yet. If you don't kill Nigeria, it will kill you. It's just a matter of time. There's something called TALC. 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 I don't know much about it. I will read about it to you, and we can all learn about it today. And I'll tell you where you will find them and what they use it for, possibly. They say you will find TALC in Niger, Osun, Kogi, Ogun, Kaduna states. They say the current deposit of TALC is put at around 40 million tons. The only TALC plant in the country is the Raw Materials Research and Development Council, RMRDC. I don't know where that is, but they say it's in Niger State. But you know, it's just a political appointment that they just put someone there that possibly had no clue why it's even there in the first place. So they say, let's see what they use TALC for. Well, I'm going to need to use my Google because I want to know too. If it's deposited in Ogun State, I want to know TALC powder, okay? TALC powder, which is used for, TALC is a clay mineral composed. Sorry, they say TALC is a clay mineral composed of hydrated magnesium, magnesium silicate with the chemical formula Mg. That's too much. Okay, that's too much. Anyway, what do they use talc for? It's widely used as baby powder. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Ogun State has large deposit of talc, which is used for baby powder. Talc, which can be used for that your Mary Kay. I can even start a powder company in Ogun State, in Oduduwa Republic, whereby, right, made in Oduduwa Republic, a talc, powder for our ladies. Imagine that. Imagine how rich I'll be if I just make my research and realize that, oh, we've got that. I can actually change that and bring something new. I can become a billionaire, a Yoruba billionaire that is actually doing something, not a billionaire politician that stole money. Think about that. It's used for baby powder. And we don't even have a talc plant in Ogun State. We don't have any talc company in Ogun State. Ogun State government is not interested in talc. They are interested in oil, or they are interested in going to Abuja every month to go and beg for allocation. And Ogun State people live in poverty, abject poverty, no joke. Let us continue. So we have another one. It's called lead and zinc. So that one is estimated to be 10 million tons of lead and zinc. Zinc veins are spread over the following states: Abia, Abuja, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Benue, Cross River, Ebonyi, Enugu, Kano, Niger, Plateau, and Taraba State. Now, think about the spread of all these states and where they belong to. Some of them belong to the north. Some of them belong to the east. Some of them belong to the north, to the Niger Delta region. Some of them belong to the Yoruba land. But what do they use lead and zinc for? Because the people living in these states, they wait every month for federal allocation. They wait for their politician to say, we have collected allocation. Okay, don't worry, we'll pay salary this month. Every month, people from this state, right, they live in poverty right now. Pensioners live in poverty in these states now. Not enough money is left for these people to go around them because politicians have allocated most of them to themselves. Security vote, travel allowance, ESTA code, new cars, government house renovation, new furnitures, this and that, seminar. They've allocated the money. So every month, people pray for a better life that will never come. But what do they use lead and zinc for? Because you are working over wealth. You are working over something that could make you rich. But being part of Nigeria will continue to make you poor. And as long as your leaders are benefiting, they will never want to leave Nigeria. But if they are wise enough, they will know that they will be richer being in their own country than being part of Nigeria, because being part of Nigeria alone is limiting the wealth that should go around. It is a crime against humanity. Let me go back to my online to go and search. Thank God for thank God for internet. You cannot be on the internet and be asking stupid questions about what do you mean by this? Just type it into Google. You go get your answer within seconds. So, and that's what I'm going to do. Lead and zinc. Let me see what that brings for me. Lead and zinc. Wow. I want something detailed. It's actually used for electricity, by the way. Like, honestly, it's something for electricity. So, which means all of you who are from this part of of Nigeria, you have been deliberately left in darkness by the incompetent, right, criminal leaders that some of you are defending up and down. They deliberately did this to you. What is lead and zinc? From my definition here, they say Lead is soft. It's a soft, ductile, malleable, bluish white metal with a low melting point. I don't think that explains it better in a layman understanding. But let me go to zinc and lead. They say zinc and lead are often occur together because as elements, they have similar chemical behavior and combine with sulfur as primary minerals. I think I'll go on. What this one will explain it better for us. Okay, good one. Lead and zinc are formed in the same types of ore. Sorry, let me go over that again. Lead and zinc are formed in the same types of ore deposits. More than 76% of the lead consumed annually is used to make batteries for cars, trucks, and other vehicles. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Lead and zinc are part of the components used in producing batteries for cars, trucks, or other vehicles. You see that battery in your car from Germany? That battery in your truck from China. The component in it is actually is currently now deposited under your land, and you are working over it as a poor man trying to buy a well-produced German-made battery, American batteries. I just ordered a new battery from Toyota America. I just ordered a new battery. You know what I mean? We can actually be producing them right there in our different places. Let me tell you where they are. They found them. Abia, Abuja, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Benue, Cross River, Ebonyi, Enugu, Kano, Niger, Plateau, and Taraba State. So who says you are going to be poor if you break up from Nigeria? When you are already poor as part of Nigeria, think about that. Let's go to another one. There is also what is called the bentonite and the pyrite. I don't know what that means, sincerely, but we'll find out. Bentonite and the pyrite. Bentonite and pyrite are the main constituents of the mud used in the drilling of all types of oil wells. Currently, over 700 million tons of bentonite is spread across Adamawa, Borno, and Plateau states. On the other hand, over 7.5 million tons of pyrite have been identified in Taraba and Bauchi state. Do you know what they use that for? They say they use that for this drilling. Every oil rig you see in the world, that's that thing in the mouth of that driller that goes down to drill for oil. The thing they use to make that thing is found in your state, even though they told you are poverty capital of the world. You are poverty capital of the world because you have the poverty-minded criminals in charge of your fake country. Until you earn yours, you will never unlock the untapped mineral resources and human resources from your different localities. Do not join them to defend Nigeria. It is a fake country. With time, it is going to break up, okay? But when it breaks up, these are the things you should be thinking about. What a country I want to be living in. What type of country I'm going to have? What type of leadership are we going to have in my new country? Because with all I know about what we have, we shouldn't be poor. When you begin to have this mentality, you will begin to ask the right question. If those criminals who are there today are not ready to change, you know what? You will change them. But you will change them after arming yourself with the right information. And that is why I'm doing this afternoon. Bentonite and pyrite. Imagine. There's another one, they call it gemstones. I know about gemstones. And they are different. There are different types of gemstones. You know what they are? They are called you have the sapphire, you have the ruby, you have the aquamarine, you have the emerald, you have the tourmaline, you have the topaz, you have the garnet, you have the amethyst, you have the zircon, and you also have the fluorspar. Okay, and some of these gemstones, let me say, they say some of the gemstones in these areas are regarded as part of the best in the world. Are you with me? Where do we have gemstones in Nigeria? We found them in just about 3 places so far confirmed. And where are they? Plateau State, Kaduna State, Bauchi State. So you see, when these thugs that you love to defend all the time, these thugs that you love to defend all the time, you call them leaders. When you think very well, you will realize that they are not actually like really smart. They are dunderheads. They are dumbheads, bunch of opportunists who found themselves in the position where they could change the lives of millions, but they choose otherwise. Because if not, why would they make you think the northern Nigeria is so powerful because they control Nigeria, because they control the oil, when they can actually be living better life even without the oil and build their own Dubai of Africa in the north? So you as a northerner, averagely, you are walking about as a poor man. They poorly educate you. They chose that, by the way. They intentionally make sure that they poorly gave you education that is poor. Then they told you that you are entitled. You own the country because there is this oil. Meanwhile, you are walking about on wealth that could make you even better than the people who have oil if they don't manage it well. Does that not tell you something? It tells you about the level of leadership you are defending. Those who told you that you are better off or being powerful, they are the look at their gemstones. These criminals, they spend billions of money every year to take their girlfriends, to take their wives, to take themselves abroad, to take themselves to Dubai, to go and shop for expensive jewelries that we can be producing if you have a better country, that the rest of the world should be coming down to pay billions to get from you. But they are busy stealing oil money. They love oil money, crude money, oil money. Bunch of retards. But with time, it's going to end. It's going to end. Don't worry. It's going to end. Let's continue. You also have kaolin, you have rock salt, you have you have limestone, you have there are just so many. I'm going to draw the curtains here because my time is up. We are already almost 90 minutes into the program. So thank you very much for your time today. The sermon came in a different way. Usually we'll do that. We always do it in the kitchen where it's warm. But I wanted to add few flavor to the presentation today. That's why I decided to do it in my mini studio. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your time. For those who have managed to share this broadcast, I'll see you some other time. But listen, you may be told that Nigeria is the best thing that you've ever had. They were right, because they've never shown you the other part of you, the other part of you that is more powerful, that is more representing, that is more you, which is who you are, your tribe, where you come from, your real country. I'm a Yoruba man, and I'm a proud Yoruba man. And I want to be identified as a Yoruba man. I want to be respected as a Yoruba man. But with the criminals in charge of Yoruba land, I have been reduced to something of a mockery. I have been reduced to something of so little. You know why? Because those who are leading my region agreed to the contraption, to the false arrangement called Nigeria. So they are lying, and they are making my own people too to believe that they are better off as part of Nigeria, even though they are living in poverty, right? But nevertheless, many of us are going to come out to take our real identity, and we will be proud of our identity. We have been told that we should be arrested for standing up for our identity. It is only a slave that will be happy that you are being arrested for your identity. Do you know that your identity is your tribe? Your identity is your language. When they take that away from you and give you another one, they have taken away your existence. Some of us will begin to change that. We would rather stand up and be called a Yoruba man than be called a Nigerian. And we will love to be respected for that. We will no longer stand up to defend a fake country that is never in the interest of my identity. So for saying I want to stand up, I want to stand up and I want to be respected. I want to be acknowledged as an Oduduwa son, as a Oduduwa descendant. It doesn't matter what definition you give to it. It doesn't matter how you see it. But telling me that I don't have any right to identify myself as a bona fide, proud Yoruba son because of Nigeria is you telling me, that's you telling me that I don't have any right to exist. And I have right to fight for that. I have right to defend that. I have right to exist because I have been existing. My generation, my tribe, my identity, my language, Yoruba language has been existing before Nigeria. So telling me to shield it, telling me to bury it is you telling me to deny my existence. So you as an average Yoruba man, you as an average Biafran, you as an average Fulani man, you as an average Shekiri man, you as an average Yoruba man, you as an average Niger Delta, let me use that generally, you from Benue, or let me say the Middle Beltans, wherever you come from, listen, your identity is not Nigerian. Your language is not Nigerian. There is no Nigerian. When we say what is Nigerian language, you will say we only have official language. What is official language? When you have your own languages, why should you be made to see your own identity as second to a non-existing identity? There is no like Nigerian language. They will say we have Nigerian languages. What does that mean? It means that you have countries who make up a fake one that everyone wants to be forced to identify with. Now, making us identify with Nigeria is not just a crime. Telling us that we don't have any right to say we are Oduduwans, we are Biafrans, or we are Arewans, or we are Fulanis, or this or that, is a crime against humanity. And if you are one of those who are trying to explain that out, your education is a waste. You don't have any education. You are just literate. You are only literate because you can read and write. The rest of those that made that happen, they are just waste. But listen to me. The worst crime you can ever commit against any human being is to tell them that their identity doesn't matter. There is no worse offense. There is no worse offense ever for a man, for you to see someone and tell them that their identity doesn't matter in any conversation. If anyone tells you that Biafra doesn't matter, that Oduduwa Republic doesn't matter, that breaking up of Nigeria to have your own identity doesn't matter, right? Such person are the real people that you should excuse yourself from. In a way, it's very important because what they are telling you is that your identity, discussing your own identity doesn't matter. But defending a fake one is paramount. Whoever does that shouldn't be your friend. And the conversation will continue. We will all claim our identity. Whether it's going to be now that you still have the Nigeria, or when there will be no more Nigeria, whichever one comes first, we will push this. It will become the talk of everywhere. It will become the point of conversation everywhere. And when Diaspora Radio finally come, when Diaspora Radio finally come, this will make better sense to many, many of you. That's why I said, what is coming is bigger and has no tribal identity, it is coming for you to use to defend your own identity. If you are a Biafran, when Diaspora Radio hits the wave, you will stand up as a Biafran and you will be respected as a Biafran. Through what? Through your identity. I want to speak Yorubas to my Yoruba friends. I don't want to continue to live this stereotype world that needs this, sort of a validation. Because if I don't speak English, then half of what I'm about to pass out, half of what my message will be gone or misunderstood. That is why from now on, we will do everything. We will do everything to ensure that people begin to talk about their identity. Anyone who tells you not to, anyone who stops you from doing that is someone you should excuse from. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the share and all that on YouTube. To you guys, thank you so much for your time. I may be back later today on one of my freestyle and all that. But for those of you who are just joining, you can actually watch this again at the end of this broadcast. But before then, enjoy this as I take my bow this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.